Hello, Voxel Pro here with a Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker playthrough. Actually we're just starting, so let's just dive right into this kind of cutscene right here. I'll let you guys read the titles, the title screens, slideshows, whatever. So. Konami Digital Entertainment presents a Hideo Kojima game. Dude is epic is what he is. I don't have a fancy setup like most people do. I don't even have the proper technology to do it. I know Ghost Robo and countless others like Yongye. I'm pretty sure I want to say Ghost Robo and...
Hey, boss! Wanna go around?
Who else? There's quite a few people who use the Elgato HD, well, the Elgato capture card. And they use the regular one for the PlayStation
Look
3,
alive, ladies! The boss is gonna join us!
Xbox 360.
Show him how it's done, boss! Your first priority in enemy territory is knowing your surroundings.
But
your life depends on where you are looking and how fast you can identify your targets. Therefore,
HD
you must first
PVR2,
master moving
and
your line of sight.
Maybe that's worse, maybe it's not. I don't know.
To move your line of sight, use the right stick.
I've
now,
been
when I
using
give you
it,
an order, look in that
but
direction.
it's been pretty good to me so far.
Look up!
The only thing that I've been
Good.
having problem
Look
with
down.
is the
Good! You should be familiar with the up and down
the
controls
editing.
now. Press the action
So.
button if you're ready to move on. Okay. Next, we'll check your left and right. Look right. Good. Look left. Good.
this dude is
You
intense.
should be
All
familiar
he
with the
does
left
is
and right
yell.
controls now. Press the action button if you're ready to move on. Okay! You can change the controls anytime in options. Go with the method that works best for you.
If any of you guys have any
Next, I'll
tips out
explain
there
how
to
to
make
change
this
stances. If you just stand
play
there
better
like an idiot in front of an enemy, you might as well kill
than
yourself
last
now.
time.
At
I'll look
times,
back
you
some
will
of
need
the
to get
old
low to
videos
avoid
of
detection.
my,
You have three
Metal Gear
stances.
Solid 3
Stand,
playthroughs,
crouch,
even
and
though
lying
I was
down.
trying to get that out
To change stances,
before me.
use the crouch button. Tap the crouch button to change
ended
between
up
standing
getting
and
it out
crouching.
after May.
You can move in
Of course,
either
you guys know
stance.
that.
Hold the
For
crouch
those of
button
you who are
and keep
watching,
it held
who've
to
been
lie
watching.
down. However, you
but-
cannot move while you are lying down. I'll say that again. You cannot move while lying down. Is that
Man,
clear?
It's just been crazy.
Good. Next, we'll work on your movement. Use the left stick to move around. Tilt it a little to
I
walk
also don't
slowly,
have any
tilt
of the
farther to
video
run.
editing
Decide
software
which to
that
use
you
based on your
guys
situation.
might deem
Remember
as
that your
professional.
footsteps are louder when
I don't
running,
have that kind
making
of
you
money.
easier to discover. Be careful.
I'm broke. I'll be honest. I'm broke. Not because of poor financial decisions,
Good.
but because
Now
I'm
we
in
have
college
rolling.
and
Rolling
everybody's
is
broke.
useful for knocking
Everybody I
down
know
enemies
is
in your
broke.
way and for getting away when surrounded.
I met a dude
You can also use it to jump over
who
small
wore the
ditches
same
and
shirt
other
every
obstacles.
Wednesday.
To roll, tap
That's
the
true.
crouch button while running. You got that? Tap the crouch button while running. Don't forget
He
it.
actually said that he has this. He wears the same shirt because he doesn't have any shirts. True. This is true. What can I tell you?
That's it. Next, I will explain how to attack without gunfire. You may run into an enemy unexpectedly. You may not have a weapon on you, or you may be out of ammo. You'll still need an effective attack strategy. One well-placed strike and the enemy won't know what hit him. To strike an enemy, press the attack button while standing still. On my command, press the attack button repeatedly and take down your opponent. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Fine work, boss! Next, we're gonna practice using the stun rod. Hitting someone with the stun rod will shock them with 1.5 million volts. Anyone on the receiving end of that is guaranteed to be out cold. To use the stun rod, press the aim button to ready it, then press the attack button. You'll be glad to know we're using mock stun rods for this training session. When your partner attacks, make him believe it's the real deal. Prepare yourself for stun rod training. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Look at this
Impressive,
dude.
boss! Now we'll move on to CQC.
It was just
CQC,
funny the way
or
he
close
was
quarters
acting like he
combat,
was shocked.
refers to when engaging
being
an
shocked.
enemy in battle at
It
very
was
close
just-
range. It is
was
a quick
funny. He
and
was all
efficient way
jiggling
of
and
eliminating a
everything.
threat. There are various CQC techniques. We will go over each of them. Don't get cocky because you think you know them. This will be different from what you're used to. Pretend you are learning
question.
it for the first time.
I saw
First technique
let me
is
preface it
throwing
by
your
saying
opponent.
this. I saw something
To do this,
online
position
yesterday,
yourself
and
near your
I couldn't
opponent
remember
and
if it
press
was
the attack
somebody's
button while you tilt the
name
left stick. Be sure to press the
or if
attack
it was a
button when the icon
thing,
appears.
but it is
Now, wait for my command and
N-I-G-A
throw your opponent.
G-I
Go!
I'm ready, boss.
G-A. And I was wondering how you said that.
That is
Is it,
incorrect, boss!
Is it... Is it
Impressive,
ninja?
boss!
Jija?
Next, I'm going
Or
to
is it
teach you
nigga
how to
giga?
restrain an opponent close to
Either
you.
way,
This
it's
is
pretty
a
funny.
cornerstone of CQC. Grab hold of an enemy, and the bastard's life is in your hands. What you do from there is up to you. Just know that if you restrain him for too long, the average person will most likely pass out. Something to keep in mind.
Nigga giga.
Let's begin. To restrain your opponent, hold down the attack button while near them. Restrain your opponent on my command.
It just sounds funny.
Go!
I'm sorry.
I'm ready,
If that's a person's username, I'm very sorry. But it's not my fault that you
Impressive,
chose a
boss.
funny sounding
Now we
username.
will throw your opponent after restraining them. To throw an
It's
enemy
like
to the
if you
ground,
said-
press a direction on the left
like-
stick when you have them
It's
restrained.
like if you chose the name.
Restrain your opponent and throw them on
if
my
you chose
command.
the name like
Go!
I'm ready, boss.
I don't know. Duty Face 76. I don't know. That's just funny to me. Oh, I'm a kid at heart.
Impressive,
Anyway,
boss. Now we will try CQC against multiple
Yeah.
enemy opponents.
enough about my
You can also take out a group of enemies by throwing an opponent you have restrained. First, restrain an
face.
opponent by pressing the attack button near them. Then, tilt the left stick to throw them. By tilting the left stick toward other
Doobie
enemies,
face.
you can send your captive flying straight into them.
Anyway.
On my command, restrain and then throw your opponent. Go!
I'm ready, boss.
Fine work, boss! Again! Go!
I'm ready, boss.
That's the best part about Peace Walker. This throwing. This throwing.
Fantastic!
Because it.
All right!
Because
Why don't we do something
I
special
don't know.
since the boss is here? Anyone who
It's
feels
just
like
that the
getting their
sound
ass
effect
kicked,
of the
step
CQC
forward.
move,
Don't hold back, boss.
it just goes
When you're
so well
surrounded
with
by
the action.
multiple enemies,
Like
you'll
it-
have to
it's
take
like
them on
the-
one after
it's
the
like
other.
the traditional
to do it,
punch
simply
sound
press
effect
the attack button again
with
while
some
throwing
kick
the
and some
current enemy.
bass in it.
Just be
And
sure
it's
to
like,
wait for the icon to
goosh.
appear. Go!
Watch it.
I'm ready, boss.
Watch when I do it. Goosh. The douche. The goosh. It just goes perfectly with it.
Fine work, boss! Again! Go!
I'm ready, boss.
It just has that impact, that look, goosh. It just has that impact that you want in a type of when
Fine
you,
work,
when you
boss!
when you're
And
trying to
stop.
body somebody on this game.
That's it
just,
for today.
It just feel right. It
Thank
just,
you, boss!
sound go right with the action. It just does. The goosh, you know, it just has that right bass to it. It has that bass, that punch, and that kick. It's just right. The way they mixed that was brilliant. So,
What's going on, Kaz?
We've got guests.
Time to move.
Don't worry, it's not our friends from Langley. I brought him. Made sure we won't fall.
Thank you, big boss.
Call me Snake.
Sorry, Vic boss.
Listen up. For us, there is no victory.
But in revolution, doesn't one triumph or die?
We don't.
then how do you
either.
expect to win the war? That don't make any sense right there. Also, if you're a mercenary company, how do you know you don't fight against opposite sides when you're sending people out? How's that work?
Here.
I mean, if you're MSF and you send people to other countries or in other conflicts, how do you know that you don't send them?
Feel like a new
how do
man.
you know you don't send two
There's no
groups of
coffee
people
like Costa Rican coffee.
that are gonna inherently end up being enemies?
So, what brings a distinguished scholar from the Costa Rican government to Colombia?
Professor Galvez comes from Costa Rica's University for Peace.
Steve Blum, he's Amon in Legend of Korra, the Avatar Legend of Korra,
Group in Costa Rica.
and he's in Cowboy
They're
Bebop.
not
He's in
ours,
Mass Effect
of
2.
course.
He's in Mass Effect 3.
Costa Rica
He's in Mass
doesn't
Effect
have an
2
army.
as the dude that you meet in the beginning.
Correct. Article
Also,
12 of our
I want to say
Constitution
as
states
Grunt.
that the army as a
He's
permanent
also in the third
institution
one
is
as
abolished.
Grunt.
The Peace Constitution.
He's in the Big O.
You think it's rebels?
He's
who's
Wolverine
the problem?
in Wolverine and the X-Men that
No,
used
they
to
don't
come
appear
on. I
to
think.
be guerrillas. They're
Excuse
far
me.
too
I think that got
organized.
canceled
government's
sometime
take?
back. It used to be on Nicktoons.
The authorities in San Jose claim it's a multinational security firm, hired by the Development Corporation. of
He's
Costa Rica.
Tom on Tanami. Oh, which is
Lies,
great.
Obviously, they're bringing in state-of-the-art weaponry and equipment by the shipload.
Where'd they get that kind of cash?
I fear La CIA may be involved.
The CIA.
As you both know, the United States views Central America as its backyard. Even after Cuba, we've managed to maintain a delicate balance with the U.S.
For some reason, this
And your
sounds like the
government can't just
Batman
get
thing.
booed.
Like Batman Begins, like
We are not allowed to bear arms.
the Batman Begins, like one
Japan's
of the
constitution
things.
has something similar.
It
Article
just,
9.
I don't know.
It says Japan
Anyway.
renounces war and can maintain an army.
I understand that you and your men have neither state nor ideology. That you will fight any foe.
Who uses
Please,
foe in 1974?
you must drive them out of our defenseless country.
I'm pretty sure we
Come to you,
stopped using
the
that
Militaire Sans
after
Frontières.
at least
So,
sometime
you
after
wanna hire us?
1700s.
Yes, as our deterrent.
And I mean relatively soon
We
after
can't afford to pay
1700s.
much,
I'm talking
it's
about
true.
like 1850.
But we can offer you this. A forward operating base. An offshore plant in the Caribbean.
Sounds pretty good to me. This place is becoming a mess anyway. Snake, we need someplace we can settle down.
The governments agreed to cooperate. Unofficially, of course.
A chopper for transport would be nice too.
I'm so
see
excited
what I
for the
can do.
Phantom
Hold
Pain.
it.
I can't
You
like
seem
I
to
can't
think we're
say
just
that
a pack
enough.
of dogs of war.
Every time
Is that
I
right?
look at Peace Walker, I'm
Yes,
reminded of
that's
Ground
what I've
Zeroes, and I'm
You're
then
an army
reminded
without
of
a
what
state.
the potential in the Phantom
No,
Pain could be.
We've only left our countries behind.
Please, you must help us.
If your suspicions are true, force isn't going to do any good. You'll have to find a political solution.
The government's hands are tied.
Go back to your bosses in San Jose. Tell them if they want, I'll introduce them to a negotiator I know.
No. I'm not
Oh,
here
man.
on their behalf.
So, what are you doing here?
For over 20 years, I've preached the virtues of peace at multiple universities. Tonight, I stand before you as an educator. This is my student. She came to me to study peace. Her name is Paz. Paz Ortega.
Tara Strong.
Paz.
You might know her as Raven and
No kidding.
Teen Titans.
That's my name too.
Timmy
Kazuhira.
and the
It's
Fairly
Japanese
Odd
for
Parents. Countless of other
Pleased
stuff.
to meet you,
Countless of
Paz.
other stuff.
Call me.
She's been in the Rugrats. She was also in the Powerpuff
They've got a
Girls.
supply port
She's been
north of
all
Puerto
over the
Limon,
place. Like
a town in
honestly,
the
she's
Costa
been
del
around
Mar
since I
Caribe.
want to say the 90s.
A few days
So,
ago,
you know,
Paz stumbled upon that facility while searching for a lost friend. She was captured. She's only a child, 16 years old. They did terrible things to her, but somehow she managed to escape.
My God.
She's
oh, sorry about that. I
25.
just, you know,
Her
I
mother
thought
died
that
when she was small.
it was gonna show her
She lost
broken
her
arm
grandparents in the Civil War.
or her
She
like
hates
bones,
war
you know.
with a passion like no
And
other.
My name is
I said
Paz,
this before. It's
and I
important to
will
be
do
honorable.
anything to protect my namesake.
So.
It is my one and only purpose. Please, get them out of my country.
I'm leaning back in my
Make them
chair
leave
here
Costa
as it
Rica.
creaks.
Sorry, kid.
We know who you are, Big Boss. That is why we've come to you.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't have a fancy setup here. I tried to make do with what I can. That's why I tried to reach out to people like Ghost Robo and people like Young Yeah and you know,
Miller here.
the
Do you
only
copy,
person that
Snake?
really
I
reached
see
out
you
to
landed.
me
That makes one giant leap
that
for us.
I'm sorry, really
I'm sending this
responded
from
to
the
me
offshore plant,
was
our
Alloy
mother
7.
base. The signal is
Shout out to
unidirectional.
him
I'll be giving you
because
commands and advice through this
without
channel.
him,
Keep
I
your
wouldn't have
headphones
known
on at
where
all
to
times
start,
and pay attention.
where to begin my
Also,
channel at.
make sure no one else can listen
He
in.
has a load of
Snake, are
videos
you
out
clear on
on
the
how to
controls?
monetize off
Take a minute to
YouTube.
refresh your
I
memory.
am not
Use the left
currently
stick to move.
I'm not
Use the
trying to
right
do
stick
that.
adjust your view.
I'm not trying to monetize off of YouTube at all. I just love playing games, and I
change your
love being with the
settings,
community.
use the start
And
button
then
to open the menu.
what I plan to do is use this as a
There's no
as
one
an
around.
avenue
Why not try some
to
shooting
eventually
practice?
advertise
Select the target
when I
and
put
squeeze
games
off
out on my
around
own.
it. Press the directional
because
buttons while
that's
holding
what I
the
want to be a
R2
video
button
game
to
developer.
switch weapons.
So,
Ready your weapon
building
with
up the
L1
followers
button.
first
Then
is
press the R1
important,
button to fire.
and I figured, you know what better way to do that
Select
than
equipment by
to
pressing
start
the
playing some
square or
popular
circle
games
button
and
while
some
holding
games
the
that are
L2 button. To
are
check
going to
your
be
map,
out here.
Press the start button to open the menu.
In the next few weeks, the Witcher will come out, so
You-
I'll start playing that. And I have a separate capture card for that. I actually do have the Elgato
I gotta thank you for agreeing to this,
HD60,
Snake.
which is a step up.
Man, am I
It
glad to
records
be
at
outta here.
60 frames per second,
Finally,
so
we
when
can
I
leave all
render
that
it,
crap in
it
San
will go down a
Geronimo
little bit.
behind.
It'll go down
Break
to
into the
probably about
mercenary
30,
business
but
for
it should
real.
be good.
Let me guess. You're doing it for her, aren't you? For her.
Because, like I said, I don't have any fancy programs. I'm using Windows Movie Maker, and it's been working out pretty well so far. Like, nobody's been giving me any grief. Nobody's been giving me any grief about sound quality. Now,
Are they still
me looking
here?
back on some of my videos,
Come on,
the
Snake.
volume's been
This
low.
could be
but
good for us. They're willing to give us an offshore plant, a place we can finally put down some roots. This is our chance to expand MSF.
We don't need a place to stay, guys. We're nomads. We always will be.
What? You'd rather keep wandering from conflict to conflict? Tools in the hands of whoever's fighting at the time?
The second we settle down, who's to say we won't become the warmongers?
Listen to me, Snake. We're not mercenaries. We're not a foreign legion. MSF's a business. A new kind of business. Look, it's not like we're trying to start a war here. All we need to do is find out who this security company really is.
Come on, Kaz. It's pretty obvious that they're backed by the CIA.
Wait a sec. That would mean...
Our friend, the professor, is likely KGB.
I'll tell you what.
I see.
Thinking back on it,
We'd be making an enemy of our
a
homeland.
few seconds ago when he just said,
And there'd be no turning back.
God,
what did he say?
damn thing won't light.
Yeah, I'm so tired.
Put on some coffee, Kaz.
I didn't get a
It's
lot
time
of
for a
sleep
little chat
last
with the
night.
professor.
Allergies were bothering me and keeping me up. Yeah. He said something to the fact of... Miller. Yeah, it was Miller.
That
He
was a
said
heavy
something to the
smoker.
fact of how they're not a...
When I got my
mercenary.
medal from the Secretary General,
They're not
he
mercenaries.
gave me this prosthetic
But
hand
it's
as
a
well.
business.
But smoking was
But
ruining
really,
my
that's what they
lungs,
are.
So
They're
I quit.
mercenaries.
I've not had
It's-
much use for it since.
We can argue semantics
quite an
all
honor
day,
to meet the
but at the
legendary
end of the
Big
day,
Boss.
that's what they are.
That's just a code name the CIA made up.
Then perhaps I should call you John.
I don't have a name. You stopped using that code name you liked so much 10 years ago. What about you, comrade? What do they call you back at Center?
Well then, allow me to get straight to the point. Land as slim as a whip, hot as torture.
That's the Chilean poet, Neruda.
Central America is the navel of the American continents, bridging north and south. We want this land. We'll build a socialist stronghold, then use it to split the Americas in two.
America would lose its backyard.
And with it, its economic production, shipping lanes, and strategic value. We, on the other hand, would gain a base from which all of Latin America would be well within our reach. He who controls Central America will win this Cold War. First comes Nicaragua, toppling the pro-American Somoza regime. In preparation, we've begun instigating anti-Somoza sentiment and providing aid to the Sandinista National Liberation Front.
You're manipulating Sandinista into overthrowing Somoza for you.
After the revolution, Nicaragua will become a socialist state.
You think America's just gonna let that happen?
Certainly not. After all, the CIA is already here.
And that's the armed group inside Costa Rica.
Precisely. It's clear that they've been sent in to disrupt our efforts across the border in Nicaragua. Simply put, the army now stationed in Costa Rica is CIA capital. But it's more complex than that. The CIA's got something else planned as well.
What?
That is the million-dollar question. Big Boss, we want you and your unit to find the answer. Infiltrate and investigate the facility in La Costa where Paz was imprisoned. Learn all you can of their operations. Then, drive them out of the country.
You're asking us to settle a turf war between the KGB and the CIA?
What about her? That was all just an act?
You mean her words about peace? She was captured, that much is true. But I've kept my KGB affiliation from her.
And you thought we'd fall for a sob story?
No. I had good reason to bring her along. She managed to escape with her life, but her friend was not so lucky. Why were they attacked? I believe this will help explain. Perhaps they saw something they weren't supposed to. Perhaps they heard something they shouldn't have.
A cassette tape?
Paz took this during her escape. She says her friend happened to record it by accident.
What is that?
A portable stereo cassette player. The first of its kind.
Ah, I heard they were working on something like that in Japan. Didn't know you guys were too.
I believe what you're about to hear will help you understand.
What is that? A Quetzal?
The Phoenix bird.
Paz's friend was researching birds. She went out into the jungle to record bird calls and stumbled upon this.
So? So what?
Now it gets interesting.
Poisonous. I need to get rid of it. I chase it back to its nest. You can't. The snake's too vicious. It's all... Many people. I chase it away. It will bite you unless you kill it. Go home.
Boss. Voice print analysis confirms that this voice is indeed that of the legendary hero and criminal, the Boss.
What?
The other hasn't been identified. Female in her 30s with a British accent. The song playing in the background was a hit in 1973.
What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your mentor? Your mission or your beliefs?
I am loyal to
Boss
myself.
is alive in Costa Rica.
As I understand it, she was your commander, fought by your side. And that you killed her under orders from the CIA, thus surpassing her to become the hero known as Big Boss.
I can't tell if that's tears or sweat or a bit of both.
Well, what'll it be? Will you take the job?
Snake, it's gotta be a trap.
So you still can't turn your back on your country? Then I suppose you won't need this.
Wait!
Snake?
I'll do it for the girl. For Paz.
Okay. For peace, then.
Alright, thank you guys for watching this first installment of Voxel Pro Peace Walker. Sorry, my words are a little bit kind of slurred like I'm drunk, but it's really because I'm tired. Like I said, I didn't really get any sleep last night. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Subscribe to Voxel Pro. I'm on Google+, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook now.
This is a sneaking mission.
Thanks again, and I'll see you guys
Whatever
later.
it takes to stay out of sight. Your gun is a last resort. It could just as easily kill you.